man. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got the 675SS from CFMOTO. That triple cylinder sounds awesome, and we're pulling it into the dyno room here. This is the motorcycle dyno here at Fast Tunes, and this is where we develop the Team MSC Tune. And man, I can't wait to see this bad boy run. And in this video, we're getting our baseline runs so that we can start developing the Team MSC Tune. Super excited about it, and I'm ready to see what it actually lays down to the ground. This triple cylinder sounds awesome from CFMOTO. I really think they've done a great job on this motorcycle, and there are tons of you out there that are excited about the tune. So we're gonna start with the baseline, get our numbers documented, get as much data as we can, and then we're going to start building the tune for the stock exhaust, stock air cleaner, and then we will build off of that. And Team MSC Parts.com will also have tunes for all kinds of different exhaust, air cleaner setups, and all that over time. So y'all make sure you stay tuned for all of that action. But yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. And if there's just, it happens to be any of you that are watching this saying, oh, what about my ibex? Well, guys, that's also getting done right now as well. We got our ibex 450 here, been working on that tune for a while now. And guys, we're not in this game to just, obviously, if we were just trying to just do a random tune and just pump out a lot of sales, we would have released this tune for the ibex. But we want it to be perfect here. And that's why we take our time, test, make sure it's right. And that way, when you get your tune from TeamMSCParts.com, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be right. It's going to perform great. It's going to be healthy, and it's definitely been tested. So that's why we need you to have a little bit more patience. But we're filming this thing today. So tune is going to be available very, very quickly. Now, back to what this video is all about. Heading back in here, and we're going to get our baseline. So go ahead and comment down below what you think it's going to actually lay down to the ground. You know, every manufacturer rates their horsepower at the crank, and motorcycles typically are pretty close to that, laying it to the ground, but it's a little bit less. So let's see what it does. Y'all comment down below what you think it'll make. All right, so we got all the fans on, so it's gonna be hard to hear me, but Dave's just gonna warm everything up, make a few easy pulls before we get our actual data for the runs. Guys, this thing sounds so good, and it's bone stock. Again, this is bone stock, no bolt-on parts, no exhaust, no none of that. This is just how it comes straight out of the crate. And this again is the US model, CFMOTO 675SS. but the software and all that will show you how it's, you know, compare it to overseas as well, because we're going to be able to take care of all of you guys, no matter if you're US or not. So if you have the 675 SR, we'll be able to get you covered. But anyways, now let's look at some of these runs that this thing put down on this dyno jet. Dave, talk to us about it.
So of course, like you guys just seen, it looks like rev limiter is around 11.4, 11.5. So I just started trying to let out of it right before I clipped the red limiter, because it'll throw a line on the dyno and we want a smooth run. But I'll just be honest, the bike is super smooth, super fun riding it. But we have a platform here that we're going to work with really nice and easy and make some quick, good results out of it. So run 79 and 78, 45 and 44. So I just saved the last two of the runs, and what I want to do is I want to start doing runs until I get my peak power, and then the next run that drops power, that's my two that I like. You know what I mean? Because that shows us what is steady for it, let's say that.
Right.
Because as they heat up, transmission oils, transmission gears, everything heats up, it starts having less resistance, you know, and starts making more. So that's how we kind of want to do our dyno runs. But anyways, 79.2 horsepower, 45 foot-pounds of torque. Man, that's some great numbers. 675 as far as buying a stock bike. Let's go over to. I'm gonna get rid of all of them except for the 79.
Okay.
Now, guys, there's two ways to look at that. I'm gonna grab the 79, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and race the one where it dropped down. We want the most power when we give you guys the before and after. We don't want the lowest before and the highest after. We try to be consistent with what we do. So long story short, 79.2 45 is our base run for this model and what we're going to start with. I've got the air fuel ratio in one of the exhausts, 3-cylinder exhaust. We'll actually put an air fuel ratio monitor in all three, and we'll be tuning those cylinders so all three are doing what they need. But this is great for our base run and where we're at. So I'm going to minimize. You can see our air fuel ratio graph. We dropped down into 12 here. Look right here, below 11, AFR 11.5.
Wow.
We can see those dips in our graph as well. If you watch, they follow where it's at. Look at this one here. We're building power, and then boom, we start losing. It's because it dipped really, really rich. Probably because of hadn't got into the ECU yet on this particular one, so probably got something to do with some what's the best way to say it, protection modes. We want to dump some fuel in it because it's been running lean and kind of cool it off for you guys and stuff. A lot of times factory will set those protection modes a little more than what they have to be because they want the most reliability out of the motorcycle. We're going for more performance. We're not going to make it not reliable, but we don't have to get so reliable. Say like that.
Overcompensate.
Yeah, we don't have to overkill it.
Yeah.
And that's what we got here. We got a whole lot of fuel dumping in, and then you can see that it leans back up above 12, and you can see we start getting our power back up. Well, if we had it all the way up here about 12.8, where these things usually make the most power, we're going to see gains up here as well.
Big gains,
yeah. So I'm looking forward to getting the air fuel right on this one as the way to pick up power immediately. And then we got timing and so many of the power enrichment fuels and so many other things that we're going to be able to adjust to get max power out of it. I'm going to minimize. Is that how you say that, Blake? Minimize?
Yeah.
Minimize. Just to make it a little smaller, and then you can see how much more those dips actually affected it. If we was right here and we show our cursor, 13.1 AFR, that is a really good AFR for making great power with it. And then you can see we actually lose power, and it's because we dropped down all the way to 11.4.
Wow.
We got to keep that pretty stable. We want our AFR graph to match what the motorcycle wants. So 12.8 is not a constant, but it is a really good to get you in the ballpark. At that point, we may find that it likes 12.6 or it likes 13.2 to make most power with this setup, and that's what we as tuners are going to go find. And then I'm sure timing and stuff is going to play a nice part in getting the results. One of the other things we can look at right quick, just to be showing you guys information, I'm going to go back to a single graph. If I change this over to speed, on the dyno, you can see we hit speed at about 145 miles an hour.
Yeah.
44. Guys, I keep getting people on the other, they'll send me questions about, hey, I had you put the tune in mine and you showed on the dyno that it was 144, but I can go 132. What's wrong with my tune? Guys, nothing. I'm on a dyno and I don't have 150 miles an hour of wind resistance on me. Do you know how much power that's going to take out of it to push you through the wind? And then you got the other aspects of if it's a crotch rocket, ibex, how much you're standing up into the wind and all that kind of stuff. If you do your before run and you're laid down and everything, and then you do your after run and you're standing up, if you put a different helmet on, if you're wearing heavier gear, all those things are going to affect your before and after. And when you pass about 90, I'm going to call it 90 miles per hour, the amount of power that it takes to push you through the wind starts going up tremendously, really quick. So what that means is just having bigger gear on, a winter jacket versus short sleeves, all that stuff, boots that you're wearing. If you have pants that are flapping in the wind and catching wind at 150 miles an hour, guys, it makes a difference. And I can't stress that stuff enough when people are asking me befores and afters. So just keep that stuff in mind. If you put different mirrors on your bike, guys, there is so many things that affect this, air in the tires and all that stuff. I'm sorry, allergies are getting bad down here. Those are just quick things to remember. But as of right now on the dyno, we're reaching 144. So our goals.
Also, just to clarify as well, I think I showed it on the screen, but on the screen it was showing 160.
160.
So,
no kidding.
so yeah, so it was off the gauge at that speed. So wanted to point that out as well. This is actually on the dyno, actual speed.
And that. So. And guys, it is what it is, but that's what's important to me is the data that I'm collecting to get my information. So if I say, hey, my before run is 144 miles an hour, we can also see it starting to dip at this point. But when I extend the rev limiter and I look for the perfect, the rev limiter to be safe and also give you the most before we run out, that's the number that I'm looking for. 144, now I can do 154. Does it mean you can do that on the road? If you can, you're going down a really big hill. The dyno does not have wind resistance, so keep that stuff in mind. But this is great before and after. This is what we're looking for, to know that the changes work and to get that extra. And I'm excited to tune this one, Dave.
Yes, it's going to be fun. It is. So guys, we're going to, Dave's going to start working his magic, and that doesn't happen overnight. So we're going to let Dave get to work on that. And I'm going to get this video out to y'all, and make sure you're subscribed, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you're interested and in the tune or interested in this bike, whatever it is, and stay tuned because we're going to have this thing available for you at teammscparts.com, and we're also going to have exhaust, all that good stuff listed for you very soon. And then also any of you that are waiting on the IBEX 450, well, it's coming. So anyways, guys, appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed the video. God bless you. As always, remember to keep it real. We'll see you in the next one.